The picks and bans between Team Fat, no, not Team Fat, right? Hanoi Full Lewis and Jakarta Juggernauts. Let's go. It's game number 2, and Hanoi Full Lewis currently lead 1-0 against the Jakarta Juggernauts.
I have to say that was very impressive, Fish. You should go for some, fast-talking competitions. Perhaps you could even compete against J-Storm sometimes.
He's not as fast as me. Nowhere close. He's too busy getting mad at the Fat Rabbits. Here we go. Hanoi Full Lewis banning out Nar.
The DM.
Jakarta Juggernauts with the Rek'Sai man. And Silver being followed up by Hanoi Full Lewis as the second ban.
Yeah, this is why you don't see Fish much on the casting table. We normally lock him away because he's so mean to everyone.
Chris wanted to throw me out one day.
Yeah, we should have.
Hey,
there was a discussion,
nice.
I believe. It was like, vote yes or no, and somehow the no's got through. I don't know. So, Nar, Silver, and Cassidy, as you mentioned, for HFL, Rek'Sai, Lissandra, and Jarvan. Don't want the first pick Jarvan for Hanoi Full Lewis here.
No. It's going to be
Rumble is open.
Rumble, open. Hanoi Full Lewis with the Lee Sin pickup. Jakarta Juggernauts, they have their chance to pick up Rumble here for Luffy, but he didn't do too well in the top lane against Maokai in the previous game.
Yeah, I'm curious. They banned out the Irelia in the last rotation in the previous game. So that is open if Luffy wants it. He's actually really good on these carry champions, as you mentioned. The one shining hope to carry the Juggernauts in the top lane. Very the last of the top lane carries, as it were. Now, without that Jarvan and Lee Sin open, would we see the Pantheon default for 2J? Or maybe even that Nocturne? He's been known to play some of the rather oddball jungle picks, so we'll see what he goes for. The Rumble, no surprise. Elise, Nunu, as well as Kha'Zix are things that 2J has played before, so maybe defaulting to that later on in the rotation.
Graves being picked up first here. That will be going on over to Ropens. If Ropens had Graves in the previous game, I think it would have been a different story. And King of War instantly locks in that LeBlanc for the mid lane. We saw how much he was able to decimate the Fat Rabbit with that LeBlanc in the mid lane. And SOFM is going to lock in Malphite.
It's the pocket top lane Malphite. They pick this in situations where they find they could go 50-50 and still come out ahead. Team fights, they just want something that can hard engage against that Rumble or even Irelia in certain instances. So locking in that instantly will give them the opportunity to pick the bot lane matchup that they want in this case.
Sure will. Now we've seen the hands of Jakarta Juggernauts. They know that Graves will be played for Brofins in the bottom lane. Lulu is being hovered over now by the Jakarta Juggernauts, and Leona is going to be the lock-in, I believe. And if that is the case, it means that the jungler is left with Jakarta Juggernauts unless they decide to pull a freak and put Lulu into the jungle.
Yeah, hopefully they do something interesting considering,
J-Storm. J-Storm, I've heard, played Lulu in the jungle.
J-Storm loves his Lulu, but I mean, it is the last game. Nothing to fight for but honor now. So jungle Lulu, 15% attack speed, let's go all the way.
Ezreal being picked up by Hanoi Full Lewis Shin. Scary now has a chance for his support. Is he going to go with Maokai?
Support Malphite?
Is this going to be the support Malphite?
Oh yeah, the support Malphite. We haven't seen that in ages.
Yes, not
Cast your mind back to early SGS days and HQ days, Romulus, Kyling, the Unstoppable Force tongue.
Yes. Kai the Unstoppable Force. Not so unstoppable anymore, no longer here.
Yeah.
Link.
Unfortunately, he was stopped, so...
Yeah, he got stopped.
I think HFL want to throw it back a bit more.
It's not so much as the Unstoppable Force and movable objects, more of the Unstoppable Force was no longer unstoppable.
Yes.
He was never unstoppable to begin with, though.
Yeah. So there we go, the Nocturne pickup for 2J. Gonna be very comfortable in that he's played it before. Now with the Nocturne, it's gonna open up a lot of strategic diversity in terms of fighting, because you can isolate the vision, put the equalizer down, and then just chunk them all out with that solar flare on top of the collateral damage.
I'm very interested to see how this Ezreal will pan out. I remember back in around Season 2, early Season 3, Ezreal, Malphite, Gragas was an insane combination to run, just because all three of these champions were able to reduce attack speed. If all of them popped the Gragas Q, Ezreal's W, and even Malphite's E, it slowed the attack speed of all champions around them to next to nothing. Combo that with a Randuin's over and a Frozen Heart, champions were not attacking whenever you got initiated on. So it's interesting to see Malphite being played here in the bottom lane. You have Shin who can speed up attack speeds now, while Kai, the scary Unstoppable Force here, will be able to deal a lot of damage as a support coming in for Hanoi Full Lewis.
Now he has the Ignite, so anytime someone gets low on the side of Juggernauts, you gotta be very careful for that running rock at you. With the Ignite, it's gonna take you down very easily. And you know, Assassination's gonna be the nature of this game here for Full Lewis, especially with King of Wars LeBlanc.
I like this Malphite in the bottom lane too. A lot of people don't realize that it is a very strong bot lane pick, especially because of Malphite's passive. He doesn't take harass very easily. It's very hard to harass the Malphite out of lane.
That's true, yeah.
He's able to regenerate up his passive every 10 seconds if he doesn't take damage, and he provides a lot of poke. He can just run up, throw a Q on over to the attack damage carry on the opposite team, and poke them down bit by bit. Something which Kyling wasn't able to do for SGS. That's why.
Yeah, there was a very scary thing that he used to do back then in the day, where you just, you know, all of a sudden, hey, I'm at half health, and then at level 6, whoop, I'm dead, so I can't really do anything anymore.
I mean, it still can work with Ezreal with his True Shot Barrage.
Yes,
but
that's true.
Would have done a lot more damage with the Graves ultimate. We're allowing Malphite to just charge
the
in with
funny
the
thing
ultimate.
about this bot lane, as you mentioned, you know, Graves ultimate. At level 6, Leona and Malphite are just basically going to swap positions, going to the back line of each other, and whoever can dodge the first skill is most likely going to come out ahead in terms of AD carries.
True. About a minute and a half before we go into this game. Like you said, 2J is picking up Nocturne into the jungle for Jakarta Juggernauts. Violet will be playing Maokai up in the top lane.
Yeah, I have a confession to make. Every time I see someone play the Eternum Nocturne skin, and he, you know, when he outs, there's that really mechanical voice.
Yep.
My heart just like skips one beat, and I go a bit faint.
It's like you have Rek'Sai and Nocturne. When Nocturne ults, it's really scary because everything goes black, and you know he's just gonna jump on somebody. When Rek'Sai ults, is like, Rah! I'm gonna go farm.
Yeah, it's more or less. I'm going to my buff now, guys. Have fun, you know. So. More scared of the Nocturne Paranoia as I am of the Void Rush, I have to say.
Malphite's ult though, really unstoppable. Can't do anything about it. Once he ults, that's it. A few people are gonna get knocked up. Paka here gonna try and throw down the Wild Growth to try and keep people alive in the backlines here. Surprisingly, they've gone with the Lulu pickup. It can do well against a LeBlanc lane and has the chance to mitigate LeBlanc's damage with the Help picks and the Wild Growth as well coming in from Lulu, able to keep teammates alive.
That was one of the old counters to LeBlanc in the mid lane. Someone picks LeBlanc, oh well, I'm just going to go Lulu mid lane, spam Glitter Lance, poke you down. If you try to all-in me, I'm going to help pick you and then Wild Growth myself. You're not going to be invisible for much longer, pal. And then just finish him off with auto attacks. Might as well, because that matchup is so brutal for LeBlanc.
Sure is. So Hanoi for Lewis pulling out Ezreal here as well. Something that we don't normally see. Gonna have to see if he goes for the traditional Ezreal Trinity Force build. The blue build, which was made popular by TPA BB back when he was playing the Type A Assassins.
I loved it because it was so fun to watch him kite around and basically just auto-attack people to death with those Qs. Every time it procs, you go, oh, that hurts a bit more, deeper and deeper, with the Mana Mune later on.
And we used to have the old Spirit of the Lizard Elder jungle item. When that was first released, everybody only used it in the jungle. BB was able to pick it up and show how deadly it can be used on an AD carry.
And then they nerfed it after that.
They had to nerf it after that significantly because the laners were picking up left, right, and center. Or we could potentially see the blue build that the Korean teams have been picking up quite often in the current meta. So interesting to see what Shin will be building on his Ezreal here.
That's the thing I like about Ezreal. He's a very strategically open champion. You can go basically any build and come out still fine. You could go Infinity even if you wanted to. So not too much of an issue in terms of Ezreal builds. You can build to what your team wants to play with.
Something which Kyling needed to learn from the Singapore Sentinels.
Yeah. Interesting that Annie wasn't picked up this game, considering she was such a high priority pick previously in the series earlier today. You know, Annie as well, one of the more famous champions popularized by Kyling, using that.
To this day, he still tries to tell me that Tabe is fake because he popularized Annie before him.
Yeah, I don't think so. Perhaps we'll have a small discussion after this and debate that. Oh my goodness, the Eternum Nocturne skin. Heart attacks all around, guys.
Scary Nocturne be coming out with that mechanical voice.
Yeah, meanwhile for HFL, all going except Lee Sin here, vanilla, so all hipsters.
No Relic Shield being picked up by Malphite here. Gonna go with the Spell-Thief's Edge, which still works out because you have a lot of mana regeneration. Helps you on the poke significantly more, but still not the Relic Shield that gives the health back to the AD carry, and also the Execute that is very important for reaching your power spike and
that's the thing, when you play Malphite, you normally want to get health and then stack armor to make it more effective. In this case, the AP, yes, it's going to make you hurt a bit more, but you won't be as tanky as of a front line as your team would need you to be. But that's fine. They have the Maokai, who's gonna be their pseudo or actual front line.
Will he pull a Scar? Is that in the brush?
It makes the brush, but he gets spotted out. So the ward will see.
King of War taking damage. It's down an auto attack onto 2J.
Man, that Nocturne hurts.
That is a lot of damage he put on the King of War. Pocket now, stopping King of War from going home.
Bottom side, the AD carries dueling each other out. Shin coming out ahead slightly of that one. Mystic shots definitely hitting better than the buckshot in this instance.
Minions have spawned. It's going to be Nocturne starting at red buff, it seems. Lee Sin will start on his own red too.
So this is interesting here. You don't really see a lot of top laners helping their junglers too much nowadays, but with Rumble you can actually do that pretty well. Flame Spirit will help you push up your wave if it gets shoved in when you're in the danger zone, so you don't really have any fear of losing EXP in the top lane.
Maokai did start at Raptors. Picked up level 2 quickly. SOFM 1 starting on Krugs here, whereas Nocturne will start on red. There's that Q harass coming up from Scary. He needs to be a little bit careful though. Yes, he does have the Spell Thief's Edge, so he will regenerate mana a lot faster, but the base regeneration of mana for Malphite is not significantly high. He might want to be saving his mana a little bit more for when he hits level 3 and level 4 when the base damage is slightly higher.
Yeah, I mean 2 seismic shards and he's at half mana. Definitely want to look to regenerate that up a bit more. Zenith Blade not hitting there. Crusher is gonna be a bit crushed, I think.
Cruiser looked like he wanted to engage on the Shin when they hit level 2. Like you said, not quite able to hit the Zenith Blade.
Well, that's a very early ward in the mid lane by Poka there. Just behind that banana brush. Behind the blue buff, excuse me. So playing very defensive, even though he gets his shove going, he's not going to be so susceptible to ganks as our OB is panning over. Going to show you that one ward there. Our 2J in the jungle taken tediously low.
He will live. So far, no jungle executions have happened while I've been casting in the GPL. SFM gonna take down blue buff off his own. A lot healthier than 2J is. Actually gives him some time to rotate up to the top lane, try and get a gank off. He's gonna put a ward down to the Tri-Brush, it seems.
Oh,
jump
he
over.
Skips the ward, so
skips the ward that has been placed down. Now he's gonna go for the gank in on over to Luffy. Luffy does get jumped on by Violet here. Now try and run away from the jungler and the Maokai here. Will he get slowed down? Yes, he will. Ooh, strange. SFM doesn't decide to use the slow first before going for the resonating strike. Now here comes Pocket trying to defend Luffy. Luffy taking a lot of damage, will overheat. First blood will go on over to SFM. Flash comes out from Pocket. It's gonna be SFM jumping in on over to the ward to try and take down Pocket. Popstat lost the E onto himself to try and shield him, but SOFM will recall as the hat of Lulu will fly into the air. Not quite landing on his head, but that's 2 kills to Pocket very early on, and that's scary position for Lee Sin to be in.
yeah, there's some great play coming in from Fulu now. 2-0 and 0 now is this Lee Sin. Going for the very untraditional poacher's knife. So gonna be looking to live in the Juggernauts side of the jungle. Every time, refresh your memory, every time that Smite is used on an enemy camp, you basically get additional gold and movement speed. So counter jungling looks to be the priority here for SOFM 1.
Very strange that you decided to pick this one up. Not an item that you normally see in competitive League of Legends play.
Yeah, there we go. The counter jungling already beginning. He knows that he could duel out 2J in the jungle even if the laners come to help. It's still going to be in their favor considering that they all got the assist from the early play. So SOFM here is so aggressive, just moving forward.
You can see the way that the lanes for Hanoi followers are playing right now. They're pushing up, making sure that the lanes are shoved so that if they need to come to SOFM 1's help, they're able to get there in time. With this, Lee Sin is going to stick around and continue to counter jump. He's working on the Gromp camp now.
Yeah, I feel like this game, Full Lewis is more or less just experimenting, considering, you know, they got their exit out of group stages. There's a lot of trading going on in the top lane, overheat. being put on, but both top laners just gonna walk away. But back to my point, yes, they're just experimenting a bit considering they've gotten their exit from the group stages, trying new stuff out, and it looks like it's paying off slightly here for SFM1 in the jungle.
SFM1, after counter juggling heavily, he knows the position of Nocturne. Is he gonna decide to go for an early drag? At least is very healthy when doing this. Gary's gonna help him out, taking some of the damage. Now Paka getting some damage taken by King of War in the mid lane. Shin, being Ezreal, is able to throw out mystic shots. Farm minions from afar, well out of the range of Cruiser. Even if Cruiser did manage to get initiation down onto Ezreal, he'd be able to get away easy with his arcane shift. Paka here got flashed on, by King of War. However, is able to escape.
So no gank there. 2J still happening to find farm despite being counter jungle. So very well done there. Shin overextended, doesn't have a lot of mana. Don't think he can shift out of this. 3 men collapsing onto him.
3 men collapsing onto Shin. Shin will get taken out really low. The fear is being popped. He will go down. Here comes the teleport from the top lane. It is going to be Violet coming in with the Maokai. 2J will be the first one to go down. Cruiser has been knocked back. Pops over his shield to try and take some of the resistance damage. Ultimate pop by Violet just needs to slow him down a little bit more. Cruiser will get slowed down, and Scary will put the last punch in as the Malphite to pick up the kill.
Yeah, the elements of the earth coming to aid all of this Ezreal, the tree as well as the rock. Taking out some revenge for the full Lewis side. 2-4-1, very well worth it. And keeping up NCS, or actually a hit NCS, is Shin. Now they're trying for this dive in the bot lane onto Roffin. The splash does go down to Roffin. The snare as well.
Knocked back this ball. Slow coming down. One more attack will be enough. Throws the sapling. Touchdown! Sapling. Humiliates him with the explosion on top of that too.
The sapling really doing the damage there. Now it's 3-4-1. My goodness.
Seahawks need to learn. Yeah. Luffy now in the top lane, battling off SOFM. He gets out of the field there. Luffy's actually going to go down. He managed to silence himself. Shin will come up for the help too. Jakarta Juggernauts are 6-1 down in game 2 here. 3,000 gold advantage going on over to Hanoi for Lewis.
It's ridiculous how far ahead SOFM1 is. He's the same level as Shin, who has been solo bot lane the entire time. He's even higher level than the solo laners, the mid and the top lane of full Lewis. So this Lee Sin, it's not an understatement when I say he's pretty far ahead. Like miles ahead.
Miles ahead, just like how the touchdown sapling came from downtown there.
Sorry, Seahawks or?
Seahawks. They didn't go for the touchdown sapling. It's an interception coming in for them.
Some of our viewers are still sore about it, Fish, so might want to be careful what you say.
Just like Romulus is still a little bit sore about this Malphite being played. It's okay though.
This is the GPL stream, guys. We like to have a little fun here and BM each other a little. Now, very interesting here, the adaptations. Lane swapping over now that they have the advantage onto this Rumble here. Hard to dive a level.
Uh-oh. SFM gonna get jumped on here. Here comes the teleport immediately from Jakarta Juggernauts. Cruiser gonna jump onto Violet. Violet taking a lot of damage for Cruiser. He's gonna take tower aggro. He will go down. Maokai blows up the Nocturne. SFM jumps in with Flash Sonic Wave. Misses Luffy, and here comes Paka. SFM needs to try and play this one out. Will he jump over and try and kick them? Not quite able to do so. He evades it! He evades the Q from Paka. Just doesn't have enough health to survive the auto attacks coming in. Now, King of War, cleanup duty. He needs to be the janitor. No wards in this brush. He sees Paka. Can't quite get in position to take out the rest of the players though. However, in the top lane, Shin putting some decent damage down onto this inner turret.
Yeah, just as I said, very hard to dive a Malphite with the Vengeful Maelstrom. They traded 2 for 1, I believe, in that instance, but at the end of the day, SOFM1 fell as well. So it was a 2 for 2. Not too bad here for the full Lewis squad, considering a lot was committed onto that bot lane. In the response, they got the top tier 1 turret and a lot of farm for Shin here, who's going to be picking up his Trinity Force in a matter of minutes, now having 2 components for it. Not too bad at all.
King of War missing the chains in the mid lane. Hasn't popped his ultimate, so he still has that to confuse the opponents if he needs to.
There is a Malphite on the side with the Unstoppable Force available, so he can pull that trigger if he wants to. But wiser is this Lulu here being reading that very well, Poka. Good job having the senses for a gank.
Cruiser with the ultimate onto Violet. Violet doesn't care. He's actually going to jump in onto Ropens here. He is not scared as well. Unstoppable force straight into Gray's face. Ignite has been popped. The ultimate has been popped as well. Where is it? The collateral Jade. You meant to point the gun at the champion. Scary now, taking a lot of damage from 2J. Will get feared up. The last auto attack will be able to take him down. Cruiser taking a lot of damage. The minions are helping Violet out. Every auto attack Violet's been putting out has been healing him a lot. True shot barrage will miss. Double kill coming on over to 2J. Shin now. He is going to be able to get down here. He knows that Leon has changed the brush. See what he can do. Tries to get damage down. Cruiser, will he be able to juke this attack? He jukes it. Last auto attack now. 2J gonna die to auto attacks. Then Cruiser comes back in. Q for the win. This Flash will be able to get away from them. And King of War is gonna say thank you very much. Ignite to the face. Swag away. Get out of there. Pocket now gonna run into a King of War. King of War puts the first chain down. Pocket dealing a lot of damage. The Ignite will come out. He's not quite able to take him down though. King of War jumps in with the W, puts the Ignite down with an auto attack.
The disrespect Ignite.
This maximum disrespect coming out from King of War. Take down Cruiser.
At the end of the day, 12-5 for Full Lewis here. They're just having a bit of fun. 5-1-1 now. SOFM picking up the Chilling Smite still after counter jungling a bit here and there. Knows that he has to get serious sometimes, so with that Warrior Enchantment being finished up and going for the Brutalizer as well. A lot of damage here until this Lee Sin. Gotta be very careful if you were this Rumble here in the top lane. Gonna get assassinated, I think.
I have to say, Ropen's pulling a little bit of a hot fuzz there. Pointing his guns in the air while shooting and diving at the same time. Popped his collateral damage onto Absolute. Scary. Scary just being scary. Runs up into the lane. Puts out the Frost Queen's claim and says, that's all I'm going to do.
SOFM in the jungle.
Jumps onto Paka. Paka pops the Wild Growth. Luffy now going to try and battle it out 2-on-1. SOFM, he needs one more kill. Will it be up? Luffy going to go. No! Almost goes down. SOFM tries, bites up a little bit more than he could chew in that situation. But Luffy almost goes down in a 2-on-1 situation. SOFM 1 is 5-2-1.
Yeah, that should tell you how scary
King of War
juke.
Jumps back in, tries to get the chain down. There's the collateral damage this time. There goes the ultimate coming in. King of War goes invisible for a second. Will double distortion away. Shin has been able to take down Cruiser. The ultimate from 2J, not quite able to find King of War. The chain will miss as well. Double kill coming up with Shin there. King of War missing a lot of skills, but still able to take him down. Now Violet was engaged in a 2-on-1 duel between Ropens and Paka. It's able to get out of that one. The rest of the team is collapsing around this mid lane tower. Looks like that's the next objective that they want to take down.
King of War here is LeBlanc, showing us why it was banned the previous game. Very slippery indeed is this 1-0 and 4 LeBlanc. Now they could take the mid lane, but the wave play for Luffy is too strong. Dragon, however, once again uncontested, second Dragon of the game. Gonna be an R on your scoreboard very soon with the tower destruction buff. And that Ezreal. It's gonna be very scary when they start sieging.
Sure is. Definitely gonna be very scary. Hanoi Lewis. SOFM1 gets the Q down onto Rumble, just jumps in for funsies, you could say. Luffy now, he's going to get taken out by SOFM once again. Cruiser trying to get out of there. Frost King's claim being popped by Scary to stop him from running away. King of War does get slowed down under the tower, but a double kill will go on over to SOFM1 before anyone from Jakarta Juggernauts 2 can react.
He wants more. He's going for 2J in the
He's
jungle.
Going.
Oh,
there we go. Kicks him away. The spell shield has been put down. No fear being propped there onto SOFM1. He's still hunting down for this Nocturne in the jungle. Safeguard's over. Nobody's there though. He puts a Q down into the gate. SOFM is playing really dangerously right now.
He knows he has his team to back him up. The Malphite with the Unstoppable Force coming off cooldown really soon will provide some cover fire, as you may well say. In the mid lane looking for Poker. Not gonna find him though, so the blue buff does go over to 2J instead of Poker here. With the Earthine's Unholy Grail being nerfed, I think he should have gone to blue buff instead, since he can't spam his spells as much as he would previously in, before the changes.
SOFM1, no boots right now. Brutalizer, Hex Drinker, and the upgraded jungle item here. Now Shin gonna 2-on-1 Ropens, shifts over the wall. Good shift. Will flash away from The ultimate coming from Rofens and
a lot
Cruiser.
of damage going down onto Rofens here. Wow.
Maxway just in time though. Realizes that Nocturne is coming down.
Now look at the top side. 2 members, 3 members just pushing down this turret. The unstoppable force being used on Luffy and he gets blown up immediately. Now this turret will be available for full Lewis. Shin, however, just being a pest in the bot lane. 3 members trying to jump onto him. Not really gonna get it. The fear will proc in a bit. Shield of Daybreak Flash being used, and they're gonna finish him off.
Oh no!
Will they?
Will they? He will get taken down by 2J as Cruiser will take a few auto with tower attacks there, but Hanoi full Lewis definitely came out of top as Violet just flashing to scare people with his scary face and gets out of there nicely. Now, King of War, he wants to try and pick off the Strangler. Here comes the teleport coming in from the top lane. They don't realize the King of War is gonna back him up as well. There goes the Maokai. Takes up one. Rofus gets shoved on. There goes the chains. He will go down. King of War just lets the chains finish him off. Swag kill once again coming out from the mid laner. Violet now on the hunt to try and take down 2J. No flash available for him to close the distance.
In that instance, my soul was kind of warmed, you know, knowing that the Eternal Nocturne had to run for his life, whereas SOFM1 once again goes on his hunting spree and taking out this Rumble here. Never really had a moment of peace in the top lane.
This is a massacre for Hanoi full Lewis right now. 20 and 8. They are 32,000 gold to 24,000 gold on the side of Jakarta Juggernauts. 17 minutes in, they have taken an inhibitor up in the top lane.
And honestly, I feel like it's because there's no pressure on this game. They're allowed to go a bit more aggressive and make the plays that they want to. And on Lee Sin, a perfect playmaking champion, you know, just do it. And with all that freedom to play as you want, the stress is off, you know, it's a very chill game. And they're just having fun and, you know, excelling in this game.
King of War jumping onto Pocket here, gets the chains down. Missing the first Mystic shot. Pocket though will go down here. King of War goes on a killing spree. There goes the Eternal Nocturne. They're trying to chases the clone though. The juice coming out. King of War standing on the equalizer. 2J will try and take him down. He's going down himself. Unstoppable Force misses. The shard will hit though. Cruiser taking a lot of damage. SOFM1 chasing onto Luffy. Luffy will go down. Scary tagging the tower, but will live with a sliver of health. And Hanoi full Lewis decimates the Jakarta Juggernauts.
Who needs Splash when you can just Unstoppable Force in and then use the shard to pick up the kill? HFL have access to this mid lane turret and they're probably gonna get it sitting off the side. SOFM wants to go in.
Rofens, he's gonna get slowed down by the Chilling Smite. The shard's gonna slow him down even more. He's trying to juke. He gets the kill. That's scary though. Here comes SOFM with the kill. Touchdown. Lee Sin. Pocket now. He's going to try and take it down. Hex Trigger has been popped. SOFM still dueling out. Will he get the kill? He gets it! SOFM goes toe to toe with Lulu. No health against full health there. Fantastic play from him. He's playing out of his mind. 12 and 3. Shin's now going to flash in. 2J trying to get the damage down. Arcade shifts over the wall. Cruiser taking a ton of damage here. Sapling will slow him down even more. The chains will lock him down. And Shin picks up another kill onto the Jakarta Juggernauts. And Luffy just respawns in time to say, guys, don't die.
You know what I like? Shin is the only person in this game who's playing like legitly. I'm just gonna farm and be in far range what Ezreal does, but SOFM1 is just like, you know what, I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna get the kills, swag plays.
SOFM has picked up a Maw of Mortius and a BS sword.
Full damage Lee Sin, man, that's where it's at.
Full damage Lee Sin, bringing back to the mid lane Lee Sin that we used to see in Korea and played by Froggen quite sometimes as well. Here we go, Violet now popping his ultimate to try and mitigate the damage coming out from Jakarta Juggernauts. They're going to try and close this distance here. Chains being popped down. Ultimate from Leona. Only able to get the slowdown to the carry. Shin getting a lockdown. Equalizer going to be able to take him down. 2J. Here comes the Unstoppable Force of Scary. He just suicides himself to death. Sacrificial lamb, you can say. Takes one from the team and will run away. Here comes King of War, though. Jumps onto the spell shooter 2J. 2J gets the wild growth there. He will be living for quite some time. SOFM1 picks up a kill onto Lulu. 2J goes down to Violet. Violet now trying to protect King of War. King of War picks up a kill onto Grace. Here goes SOFM1 onto Cruiser and Luffy. Slows both of them down. Cruiser really low. Luffy will be the target. He gets the kill and then jumps back on over to Cruiser. Gets the double kill onto the support. Hanoi full Lewis might be to close the game. 2 inhibitors that no, they're going back to base.
The recall, the
recall. BM coming in from Hanoi full Lewis against the Jakarta Juggernauts. They're not done. They want to kill some more people.
My goodness, the boots of swiftness. You talked about him having no boots. Now he has the best boot ever.
Oh, he got boots.
You can't run away from a Lee Sin who has boots of swiftness.
He has boots that are made for walking this time.
They're gonna walk all over you.
Oh man, he's been doing that anyway. 15-3 and 4 on Lee Sin. 5-0-11 for King of War, 4-3-8 for Shin, and Violet sitting on 7-2-12.
You know how they always call the brown boots, the brown paper bags? I feel like Lee Sin is wearing some premium Nikes now. Very shiny, has that enchantment.
Rofins almost assassinated. Scary now. In a little bit of trouble. There's the ultimate from Cruiser. Cruiser actually gonna get jumped on. There we go. Double distortion from King of War to pick up the kill. Does he go down himself? Here comes Violet with his home guard boots onto Rofin. Slows him down. It's a lot of damage down as well. Double kill coming out over the King of War in the background. True Shot Barrage will miss, but Pocket will have to use the wild growth on himself. SOH just kicks him in the face. Unstoppable Force with the kill, with the ace. Clean sweep. It will be the Malphite that does eventually go down though, but it's a triple kill for the King of War. They're going to end off this game. Hanoi Full Lewis go 2-0 against the Jakarta Juggernauts. Nothing they could do in the second game. 38-13 in terms of kills, 7-1 in terms of towers. GG to Hanoi Full Lewis.
Congratulations, Hanoi Full Lewis, and I have to say, a very exciting match. At the end of the day, it was SOFM1 that pulled out all the stunts.
Whoa, they got
go down the Winions. The Winions will take it.
SOFM flashes it in the fountain for an auto attack. Gets out and lives to tell the tale as well. Great play from Hanoi Full Lewis. He just went balls to the wall. They weren't afraid of nobody. It would pick up so many kills. 20 stacked Magi's on King of War as well. The scores speak for themselves in that game.
Look at the gold on SOFM1. My goodness, the most in the game.
Most in the game, and he's a jungler.
Yeah, he has the highest KDA as well. So this is kind of, not highest KDA, but highest kills and assists. And this is kind of dirty to see, I think. Just all out destroying J2G here.
Jakarta Juggernauts had no chance in the map. They put up a tough fight in game 1.
It was good until like 6 minutes in, and then SOFM1 got rolling, and the rest is history.
We saw SOFM,